Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and juicy and delicious little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all having a super duper delicious and wonderful time wherever you are in the world. What do we do? 3, 2, 1, beam me up, my juice, little lads. Thank you, little lads, you're nice and bright. Now then, I hope you're all having a super duper time, my delicious little babies, okay? And that life is treating you oh so deliciously. Now then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to any passers-by. Much love as well, and I hope that you too are having a super duper delicious day wherever you are in the world. Now then, my weather in my neck of the woods in the old UK, well, we've gone from having, some snow, some frost, where it's been super duper cold, to now we seem to be receiving from the old zuzum, plenty of rain, wind, okay, so, well, it just keeps coming, doesn't it, my delicious little babies, anyway. So I just wanted to do a short video today. Well, I always flipping say that, don't I? But just a few things that I wanted to say, okay? Well, I don't know, maybe a bit more than a few, or it may be, do you know what I mean? Anyway, so number one, I was listening to, what's his name? Dr. John Campbell. The other evening, and because at the start of the old pandemic, of course, I wasn't following him, to be quite honest, my delicious little babies. No, I wasn't, okay, which I wasn't, okay, but the thing is, well, obviously, and after reading different comments and things like that, because I've said to you before, my delicious little babies, and I'll repeat it again, sometimes it's good to look at, other comments, just to see what others, takes are on, on situations. And so it does appear, reading, some of the comments, that at the start of the old pandemic, well, of course, him being a doctor and everything, well, he fully believed in the medical system. All of my delicious little babies out there, yes. But then, of course, over time, and, he's heard more and more, and, well, it appears by listening to his videos, certain ones, that I do not feel as though, him being a doctor, that he is as trusting anymore in the medical system, my delicious babies. But anyway, so I never wrote the video down, but it is a recent one. It's only, I think, about a couple of days old, or could even be a day and a half old, okay? But what he was talking about, I'll just have a sip of my coffee, please, and thank you. So what he was talking about and discussing, all of my wonderful and delicious little babies that you are, and thank you so very much for, even following me and, and subscribing and, giving all the likes, and do you understand what I'm saying to you? Just even having that respect, thank you. Do you see what I mean? Because I too respect you, and I love you all, and I mean that. I never just use love as a word, just willy-nilly. Do you understand what I mean? I love and appreciate every single one of you. There we go. Because at the end of the day, yes, I'm in front of the camera, but if it wasn't for you, then, really, if you look at it, where would I be? Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes, so, at the end of the day, thank you for all of your support. So we need to get back to the matter in hand now. So he was talking about, hello, here we go, Canada again. Surprise, okay, seems to be all flipping happening over there, doesn't it? And apparently, this is, it's all to do with, science and everything else. Right now, you're going to wait for this. Please brace yourselves, my delicious little babies, for this now, right? You're not going to flipping believe this, right? But please click on to Dr. John Campbell just so you can hear it for yourself. He is on YouTube, my delicious babies. You only have to type in Dr. John Campbell in the space bar, please and thank you. Then you'll hear it for yourself, okay? But apparently it turns out that for those who are not jabbed, okay, in Canada, Well, it turns out that they appear to be the ones, everybody, please wait for this now, my delicious little babies, to be the ones who are having more road accidents. Yes, according to what Dr. John Campbell was saying, my delicious little babies, yes. Now, the thing is, this data apparently is not, it's not available to, like you and I. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? It only seems to be, available to certain, if you catch my drift, my delicious little babies, yes? But what I want to know is, whoever came up, with all of this in Canada, and how they seem to have drawn themselves to a conclusion, because that reminded me, actually, my delicious little babies, about 4 days ago, I was out walking my beautiful and wonderful, delicious little Ruby, okay? And there happened to be a fire engine, down the road from me, down the road. And there was also, it's just down the road and round the corner. And so there's old bill cars, police cars and everything. And it appeared that there was some sort of a crash that took place with a white car. And looked like behind it was a van, but the car seemed to be in a different position, if you know what I'm saying to you, my delicious little baby. So it wasn't just your standard bump, do you know what I mean? It was, whether or not, I don't know, whether or not whoever was driving the car, and we can only hope that they're deliciously well, that, seemed to send the car in a different direction, okay? So whatever happened, I'm not too sure. But all I want to know is who come up with this crock of shite. Because I remember at the beginning of the old pandemic, and there were plenty of videos, my delicious little babies. So for those of you out there, my delicious little babies, for some of you will know, but for other delicious babies, you will not. But if you used to please go on BitChute, okay? It's all one word, BitChute. But at the start of the old pandemic, well, there was plenty of flipping crashes taking place and plenty of footage. But I can assure you all now, my delicious little babies, it was not anybody who had not had the jab. What it was involving in these road traffic accidents was those poor babies, God bless their dear souls, who did have the old jab. Okay, whether or not it was that they were coming out of, these pop-up places, there were plenty of those, weren't there? And in our neck of the woods in the old UK. Because obviously it's not that, is it? No, it's the centre actually. That one was shut down for a few days. I did a video, sorry, my delicious little babies, on that a while back. Which that was a flipping good thing. Do you see what I mean? Because you got loads of flipping brain dead work in there anyway. But getting back to this now. So I listened to this. And really, to be perfectly honest with you, Dr. John Campbell, well, he was rather baffled. There we go. He was rather baffled by this information as well, my delicious little babies. Because the fact is that you have some delicious little babies out there, and God bless them. God bless anybody who's had this jab, okay? God bless everybody, okay? And I mean that sincerely from my heart, my delicious babies. I really, really do, And I wish, dear God, Jesus Christ in Nazareth, our dear Creator, we could do something to, to help. Do you see what I mean? Well, there may very well be a cure. I do believe that certain are working on this, yes. So that, somehow, whenever that will be, for those, God bless them, will be able to have it removed from their bodies. God love them. But you see, the fact is that for some they will have saline, which basically I call it, because at the beginning of the old pandemic, right, I was seeing a lot more cars speeding up the road, and you're talking super duper speeds now, my delicious little babies. I'm not just talking about flipping driving, say even 40 mile an hour. I mean, you're talking silly driving now. You're talking like 70 or 80 miles per hour going up the hill. Now, what if there was a man or woman or little bairn, or say a dear lady, which of course, you know, dear God, Jesus Christ, it never happens, you know, has got a little baby in a pushchair in a pram, or you've got little animals with you. Do you understand what I mean? Now, these silly drivers, because they are flipping silly, do you know what I mean? They're not on a flipping racing track. They're not flipping Nigel Mansell. At the end of the day, they would have no time to, you know, to slow down. It would be too late. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes, so the only conclusion that I could draw myself to was that for some that had that saline, you know, jab, 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 which means that it's like, you know, like if you imagine somebody on Valium or something like that, do you understand what I mean? It's like they're flipping really hyper. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes. So I do not mean that in a nasty way to say that. It's just that I'm just getting it across to you the way I seen it. And I'm still seeing some of it now, my delicious little babies, yes. And I mean, then you're hearing the flipping Nina, Nina, Nina. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies, yes? But getting back to the matter in hand now with Canada, whoever's come out with that crock of shite, it's just a crock of shite, and we can see straight through it, all my delicious little babies. And what do we see? This is another way, because they, the putrid, yes, and who's running the world, and all of them lackeys, you know, in the flipping putrid governments over there in Canada, right? They're just wanting to get as many jabbed as possible. So, the way when I was listening to Dr. John Campbell, yes, the way I seen it, the way I'd heard it, my delicious little babies, yes, I thought to myself, so what they're doing is they're throwing out the guilt card. This is what's going on, my delicious little babies. Throwing out the guilt card that anybody who's, you know, not jab, 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 jabbed, yes, must get the jab do you understand what I'm saying to you? To make them feel guilty. Do you see what I mean? And for others, say, for example, if you've already got somebody, that's just coming to me old noddle actually, right? Say if you've got somebody who is a nervous driver anyway, okay, and they're already nervous, yes, but they haven't had the jab, 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 yes, it's like brainwashing. So then they'd be listening to that and they'd be saying to themselves, oh, you know, well, maybe I need to go and get the jab, jab, jab. Do you see what I mean? Not realising that it may very well not be the saline. Yes, this could be something very more flipping dangerous. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes? So I wish I knew who that was, you know. I wish to dear God, Jesus Christ and Nazareth, our dear Creator, that I knew who put that flipping shite. Because this is just another way to get the old jab, jab, jab in as many flipping arms as possible. The flipping putrid pieces of shite they are. And that's what they are, my delicious little babies, shite, the putrid flipping government over there. Mind you, governments all over the world and in our neck of the woods, they're all a flipping putrid piece of shite, the flipping whole lot of them. They disgust me. Now then, so I just thought I'd let you all know that, my delicious babies. So just to end on this particular topic and subject, yes, what I've got to say, if anybody happens to stumble across me, my delicious little babies, and you do happen to live in Canada, or you know any family members or friends who live in Canada, please, dear God, Jesus Christ and Nazareth, our dear Creator, please tell them not to fall for this shite, because that's what it is, yes? It's just another way to get, you know, everybody jab, jab, jabbed, yes? But we will find, which we did from the start of the old pandemic, that the ones who seem to be having more crashes, more road accidents, are those who have been very sadly jab, jab, jabbed, okay? And that was, all, you know, all over the world. Okay, my delicious little babies, yes? And if you do want to keep yourself updated with things, like I say, please, if you could just go on to BitChute, to Rumble, to Locals, you know, and even Brand New Tube and different sites like that, yes? And then you will, get, you know, be able to, you know, catch up with the latest news with things, yes? Please and thank you. Now then, changing the subject. So I was told this morning, right, because I've got to be honest with you. I mean, I believe in beautiful, dear God, Jesus Christ, Nazareth, our dear Creator. Yes, I do, okay? And you all know that on my videos, my delicious little babies. You know I do. Do you understand what I mean? Because we have to have a faith. I believe in my beautiful dear angels, being a qualified angelic healer. I believe in all of this, yes? Because, and I believe in my beautiful dear spirit guides, you know, beautiful everything. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Yes? Because we all have to have a belief in something. Do you see what I mean? And I do believe that this putridness, you know, it will come to an end. I do believe that, okay? However, when, well, it's like a piece of string, isn't it? One never knows. But to be quite honest with you, now, I'm not here to offend anybody who has religions, who seems like the flipping Pope, okay? I'm not saying that, okay? Everybody has their own belief. But me personally, I do not like any of the popes, okay? I have my own belief, you know. I do not go to church. I can say my prayers at home. I say my prayers every day at home. I do not feel the need to go into four walls, you know, where they're all making ka-ching and always saying that they're flipping poor. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes, and there's others out there, God love them, over the decades, you know, where they give donations, give donation this, donation that. Do you see what I mean? When at the end of the day, we know that who's lying in their old flipping skyrockets, ka-ching. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Anyway, so I was told this morning that the Pope apparently has said, you know, that for those out there to be spending less. Please listen to this, my delicious little babies, yes? To be spending less and to be sending more to Ukraine. Well, when I was told, I said, is this a flipping real? Now, if we look at it, you got your beggars, do you see what I mean? You know, all over the world, especially that flipping Zelensky, you know, begging everybody for this, begging everybody for that, yes? But, sorry, excuse me, just have another sip of my coffee, please, and thank you. So he's begging, yes, like others, and then you've had our putrid flipping governments over here in my neck of the woods in the old UK, you know, also sending flipping millions, yes? When at the end of the day, let's just get this very correct now, my delicious little babies. This is not for the Ukrainian, God love them, the Ukrainian families, man and woman and bairns and little animals and everything like that, you know. It's not for them. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? I tell you what this flipping is. It's a flipping racket, is what it is. Now, I can only hope that my video stays up, my delicious little babies, yes? But to listen to that about the Pope, well, correct me if I'm wrong, but at the end of the day, yes, you know what I mean? A church should be church, yes? So whether you have a pope, whether you have a priest, whether you have a pastor, do you see what I'm saying to you? Should not be flipping getting involved in flipping politics, you know, poly blood, ticks, get under your flipping skin, they do the putrid. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? But who is the Pope? Right, and if he was stood in front of me, I'd tell him to his flipping boat race. Do you see what I mean? He takes his flipping cloak off. He's no different to nobody else. So we get that flipping correct now. So to any really religious out there, I'm really sorry if you feel offended, but let me tell you, I see straight through what these are. And at the end of the day, how dare he tell others to not spend so much ka-ching, pound, shilling, pence, dollars and change, and to send it to Ukraine, which, like I said, it's just a flipping racket. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? And we've got soldiers, God bless them, passing away left, right and centre. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious babies? You've got the poor Ukrainians, you know, having to leave their, you know, where they live. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes? So what crock of shite is this Pope coming out with then? Because that's what it is. It's a crock of shite. Have they not flipping had enough? Because like I said, it's not going to what it really should be going to. None of this ka-ching is going where it should. And that's the truth. And I can only hope that my video stays up, my delicious little babies, yes? So that's what I'm saying, and just, just to let you know, I mean, all soldiers from both ends, do you understand what I mean? This is not just one side, there's two sides, So there's other families as well who are suffering, losing their dear loved ones, and God bless the dear soldiers. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, yes? So there's obviously that situation, and we all know what the war's about, Ka-ching, so we all know what that's about, don't we? So finally, so let's change subject, and then this will be my last one then, my delicious babies, yes, because I've got to try and get as many readings done as I can, before it goes dark, because it is starting to go darker now, my delicious little babies. So, so if anybody, delicious little babies, haven't stumbled across me and they feel offended, I'm sorry that you feel that way, but we're just going to see things for what it is. Open our eyes, because once they're open, my delicious babies, for delicious babies out there who do not know, yes, once your eyes are open, let me tell you, they'll never flipping close. Do you see what I'm saying to you, sweet? Yes, but that flipping Pope has got no right asking anybody in the world to not spend so much, yes, when there's others in the world at this moment in time, where things are closing up, and others have lost their businesses, God bless them, yes, but we all know who was making a ka-ching in the old pandemic, yes, we flipping do. So I have only one thing to say to that Pope, right, starts with a flipping, anyway, an F, yes, and it flipping ends with a flipping F, very nicely. Do you see what I mean? Now, if my video, doesn't stay up, well, then it doesn't stay up. But I'm disgusted. You got to see behind the flipping cloak there to what's really flipping going on. That's all I'm saying, my delicious babies, when there's other terrible things going on. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? So I'm very passionate about what I say. Now, finally, right, so, and by the way, I'm not saying it about this, to do religion, to do with our beautiful dear God, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, our dear Creator. I'm not talking about our beautiful dear God, Jesus Christ, our Creator. No, I am not. It's flipping him. Do you see what I mean? Because I know who's flipping pulling his strings. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babes? And I just say it the way it is. And I do not flipping care or ramp. Do you see what I mean? I just say it the way it is. He's got no right. And others are flipping suffering globally. Do you know what I mean? Yes? And all I can think of is that is Ukraine, to flipping ka-ching, which goes into the wrong flipping skyrockets. That's all I'm saying, my delicious little babies. Now then, one last thing. So I was listening as well about our lovely David Icke. We love you, David Icke. Not in that way, everybody, okay, my delicious little babies. But apparently, I heard on his davidicke.com, so if you wanted to listen to the videos, my delicious little babies, yes, it's actually having an interview with his one of his dear sons, Jamie. Do you understand what I mean? Not, he's a lovely gentleman, so he's a lovely Gareth. I don't mean it in that way, okay? But what I'm saying is he's having an interview, yes? And apparently, there's a woman on the internet, of course I haven't seen her, I do not know her name, and apparently she's on the internet and she's saying really awful things about our lovely David Icke, and apparently saying that he's satanic. I mean, how when our wonderful and beautiful David Icke, yes, has done almost 33 years research into many things, okay? He's also inspired others. So there is, hundreds of different YouTubers and different sites and everything, where I feel that he's actually inspired them. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes, so that they can give out information, and God bless our beautiful David Icke and his dear and wonderful sons. And do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes, because really he's helped so many. I mean, on one of my other videos, when I turned around and said, which I did, I was talking about Kanye West, and I said, so when somebody does something good, well, nobody wants to give do you understand what I mean? No praise, but when somebody does something bad, they just want to throw dirty water in somebody's boat race. Well, I repeated that again. I said it on another one of my videos. Do you see what I mean? What I'm saying is, to call our lovely David Icke a Satanist. All I want to know is, I've never seen your woman's boat race, but all I would want to ask her is, so I would ask her, do you see what I mean? Very flipping nicely, how she's drawn herself to that conclusion. I mean, that is saying bad things about somebody else's name. And he happens to have helped an awful lot. You know, thousands in the world as our lovely David Icke. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? He is no such thing. I mean, would she sit there for all those flipping hours and years and weeks and months doing all the research? No. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? To me, when I heard that, I thought, you spiteful, wicked woman. That's what I thought to myself, my delicious little babies. I thought, what a wicked flipping woman there. Do you see what I mean? Say such nasty things. Anyone can clearly see, for goodness sake, that our lovely David Icke is a wonderful gentleman. I mean, okay, you know, it's a mixed bag. You know, you've got a lot who absolutely love him. I do, not in that way, my delicious little babies, but I really love and respect that gentleman. And I respect how hard he's worked over all of these years. And of course, you've got your others who are very sceptical, of what they hear. Do you understand what I mean? But I've said before, and I say it again, what many who are usually like that, so I'm not being disrespectful, I'm not being rude to anybody, my delicious little babies, yes, but for those out there who are like that, well, I just feel it's more fear because, you know, because I'm sure that you've all heard, you know, when you go down the rabbit hole. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Yes, and it's very flipping true, you know, because once you listen to things, yes, and then you go off, for those delicious babies who go off and do their own research, you know, let me tell you, the flipping ears are well open and the flipping eyes are flipping well open. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious babies? So I believe that in some cases, not all, that sometimes it can be a bit of fear. Do you see what I mean? Because, you know, when man and woman are walking around, you know, as if nothing's happening. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes? And, you know, not wanting to hear the truth. For some delicious little babies out there, sad to say, it can be very painful to hear the truth. Do you see? But to brand, to label our lovely and wonderful David Icke as a Satanist, what planet is your woman there on? But apparently, she seems to have rather a large following. Well, I mean, I've never heard anything like it. I mean, I know that you're always going to hear somebody who does not like somebody else, yes, but, I mean, what right does she have to say that those nasty and spiteful things? Do you see what I mean? She doesn't have any right at all. But I suppose if she's getting ka-ching and she's got all of her followers and they're all believing this shite as well, because that's what it is, everybody, it's shite. And yes, I am going to defend my wonderful and lovely David Icke. Yes, I flipping am. Do you see what I mean? But like I said, I'd ask her straight. You know, what has drawn her to the conclusion that our wonderful and lovely David Icke is a Satanist? So let's hear the proof. Come, do you see what I mean? I just thought that was damn well nasty. And if the boot was on the other foot and somebody was talking to your woman there like that, she wouldn't flipping like it. Because to me, that's a form of bullying. My delicious little babies. Oh, sorry, just to let you all know one last thing as well, my delicious little babies, sorry. So I did say it may be more than a few. Jeremy Vine again, so we're hearing about him again. And what is he doing? He's bullying a woman. You know, saying really awful things. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? I mean, all I want to know is why, when really everybody should be helping one another. That's all I want to know. Why this nastiness? Why this spitefulness with some. I mean, really, all I want to know is what enjoyment do they get out of this? That's all I want to know. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? I mean, Jeremy Vine, our lovely Alex Belfield, God bless him, is somewhere else at the moment to do with Jeremy Vine. Okay, everybody has a mixed, it's too much of a long story, my delicious little babies, right? But what I'm saying to you but to go and now, when he claimed to be bullied, and then to go and bully this woman who happens to be an ex-BBC journalist. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes, I mean, apparently he's put, mind you, I did see one of her videos a couple of months back, happened to just come up on my feed, and I got to be honest with you, she looked flipping awfully upset at that point. Well, apparently, according to what I've heard, she's even worse now. I mean, Jeremy Vine's making her a flipping nervous wreck. I mean, why? Do you see what I mean? Why shouldn't your man there just mind his own business? He's on whatever he's on. The box in the corner of the room, which, like I said, I haven't watched for years. If he's on that, why doesn't he just stop troubling the woman and just mind his own business? Just the same as your woman there, the one who, calling our lovely and wonderful David Icke, a Satanist. Why don't they just stop being nasty and just mind their own flipping business? But no, sometimes we have to look. Do you see what I'm saying? That they're clearly not looking into their own selves. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies out there? They're not looking at their own selves. Do you see? It's like there's a saying, I'm not going to say it's all of the time, my delicious little babies, right? But in some cases, it's a very old-fashioned saying, and that is what one doesn't like in one, they do not like in themselves. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? So, say, for example, if somebody's super-duper opinionated, yes? And mind you, I'm flipping super duper opinionated, my delicious little babies, as you've all very well heard. But I'm not normally here to hurt, offend or upset anybody, yes? I flipping call out the flipping wrong uns. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies, yes? But what I'm saying to you is this, because I just see it as being totally wrong. That's just my take on everything, my delicious little babies. I just see it as being totally wrong, that's it. You know what I mean? But say if you've got somebody who's super duper critical, yes? And then they go and insult somebody, by verbally, I'm talking, yes? And then they're this chatting this and that and the other, yes? Well, what they're saying to that one is only what they do not like in their own selves. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Not in all cases, but in some cases. So I feel that Jeremy Vine, and like I say, I do not know this other woman's name. Yes, I do not know it, okay? Well, I just feel that they need to go away and they need to take a very long look at their behaviour and how it affects others. Because our lovely David Icke, God bless him, if you really look at this, he's gone through so much in his life. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes, he's gone through so much, God bless him. And, where he's been laughed at down the street, he's been called names. He's had all of these terrible things happen to him. But God bless him. And I will always love and respect that gentleman, not in that way, my delicious babies, as I keep saying. But I will always love and respect him. And he's got up for hours and hours and hours to explain to others out there. Well, shouldn't he be enjoyed for the good that he does? My delicious little babies, do you see? Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies, yes? Well, I just think it's all wrong, everybody, my delicious little babies. And just to let you know, what Jeremy Vine has said, right, and this is really flipping awful now, but apparently he said to your woman there, right, I won't say her name, yes, he said to your woman there, and he's apparently, and he's calling her a bad mother and things. I mean, you should really, for a start off, you should never really say that to a woman. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes? You know, because like, at the end of the day, it's like somebody coming up to me, it's like your man there, Jeremy Vine, coming up to me, right, and calling me a bad mother. Well, I tell you what he gets. I'm not going to say it on YouTube, but I'm just saying it very nicely. Please excuse me just a moment, my delicious babies. I'm awfully sorry, please, and thank you. Sorry, my delicious little babies, that was just, you know, because I'm logged on at the moment, my delicious little babies. I'm awfully sorry, sweet. Yes, so just to end with what I'm just saying there, you know, if your man there, Jeremy Vine, had said anything, do you understand what I mean? I'm just a different type of woman, everybody. I mean, that poor dear lady, I mean, he's made her a nervous wreck. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? I'm awfully sorry about that again, once again, so please do forgive me and thank you. But yes, I mean, what right has he got to go around and say that somebody's a bad mother? I mean, you know, who has a right to go around? Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes? Anyway, that's the video. So I hope that you know that if you do enjoy the video today, if you could please click on the like. For others of you, you happen to stumble across me, you enjoy my videos, please if you could click on the subscribe. For others of you, please feel free to comment. And for others of you, if you'd like to share my videos, and please and thank you, okay? And thank you so very much for throughout the year for everything, my delicious little babies, my beautiful, delicious little subscribers, you know, and any passers-by, you know, for supporting me. Thank you, and God love you all. And I wish you all the most beautiful happy Christmas and New Year. And I hope that you all have the most wonderful and beautiful morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are in the world, okay? Please continue to have a good day, sending you loads of hugs, okay? So until my next video, thank you so very much for listening to me, because you do know I do go off on one sometimes, my delicious little babies, okay? But usually I like to just, you know, point things out. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Not to flipping hurt or offend. Do you understand what I mean? I just say things the way it is. Anyway, so until my next video, much love, God bless, take care, thank you, goodbye.